Batman issue 68 with Tom King writing with Amanda Connor on the art. And this is, again, part of the Nightmares story. This issue is very different from the other ones, though, and then it's kind of like a spin where it's like, this actually feels like a really positive issue. Most of these things seem quite happy, but the idea is that deep down Bruce might actually be terrified of having a normal, happy life and won't know what to do with himself. So,
or it's this is what could have been, you know,
kind of, yeah.
And now he's missing out on it because of the machinations of Bane. Yeah, I don't want to say it was a bad issue, right? But I felt the tone just has not matched any of the other things, and I get they're all, you know, they're all one-offs.
Mm-hmm.
But this compared to the last one, it's like, holy crap.
I think I might have enjoyed this more than a lot of them out of these Nightmare issues, just because there's at least elements of this that are just fun on their own. You know, it doesn't matter that what it's tying to or whatever. It's just, no, Lois and Selena just going around the fortress doing stupid shit while drunk is actually kind of amusing, just on its own.
They had me until
the stripper.
Yeah, with the Superman robots. Like,
this is the point where I have to confess I didn't read it.
Oh, here we go.
We were running a bit late. I got in from work late and I was reading my books, and I got to a point where, okay, we're really pushing this, so I can get one more in, and I had to choose between this and something else. And I chose the other thing because I was like, you know what? I don't care about Nightmares. I'll come back when it's done.
You have it. I read it. It's not. Again, I don't want to say it's bad because it's not. There are tone things that are off. The art's great. It's Amanda Connor. Like.
Yeah, I know. The only reason this issue exists. So there's, on Twitter they were talking about it. Is Amanda Connor was like, "Hey, I'd have loved to join the Bachelorette party," and King was like, "Right, I'll sort it out."
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think I actually would have preferred this then than now, but I get how it's a nightmare. I like how King pulls that off to where it's this, in Bruce being terrified of happiness type idea.
You know, I like the idea of Supergirl letting them out of the fortress and them getting up to mischief. Every time it cuts back to Clark and Bruce, they're just having this really boring night.
And it seems so awkward, which I love. I love that you can feel the awkwardness between them. Like, they're much better friends in costume than out of costume. Like Superman and Batman are friends, but Clark and Bruce don't really know how to relate to each other here.
See, I actually kind of disagree. I think the reason why this works in this issue is because it's kind of just what Bruce thinks it would be like. So it's like the Nightmare version. I actually think Clark and Bruce would actually be a lot more comfortable with each other than this issue lets on.
Yeah, maybe. I like how it's played for laughs, though.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's totally just about cutting from the girls having ridiculous fun and then to them just sitting there in their tweed jackets.
But I like it. It's like two people that are friends from work, and then when they're not at work, they don't know how to relate to each other. So they're just like, so did you see that thing on TV? Nope. Okay. And it had that flow to it. And yeah, all the different wines I thought was hilarious in the fortress. Because, Superman doesn't drink, but he gets these bottles of alcohol sent to him as thank you from all across the galaxy. So reading all the different kinds and where they were from.
Yeah, they were just silly ideas.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, they were pretty funny. They also get Lois and Selena in super outfits at one point. They're raiding the fortress closet and putting on weird things.
Here's another thing, and I get it's a nightmare, and so we're gonna apply dream logic, right? But if Brainiac had created this paradise pool, is that what it was called?
Yeah.
As a trap, why would Superman just keep it in the fortress as is?
In case Lois wants to skinny dip, obviously.
Yeah, but the whole point of it is it's that where you never come out. It's almost Black Mercy. Right?
I wonder if it's designed for him though, so humans can go in and manipulate it.
Sure, because they seem to not have any issue.
Yeah, they didn't really
coming out. So Connor, what this thing is, it's this pool filled with this type of liquid that makes you it puts you in this sense of ease, fully.
Oh, is that what this is? I was skimming the issue now, and their clothes seem to just vanish.
Yeah. Because they jump in.
They're clothed.
Yeah.
And then the next panel, they're not.
Time passed. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
they want to. You've ever swam in clothes, like you've fallen into a pool, Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, so you take them off.
So,
Easy. Um, the idea that Lois is okay with like basically LMDs of her husband like being naked and massaging Selena is really
yeah,
funny to me.
that's weird to me. That was just
Again, dream logic.
weird.
I guess the
Weird
idea,
pull for Lois.
if you go for the nightmare perspective, the idea here is that Bruce is imagining that a naked Clark is massaging his wife. That's basically what's happening.
Not just one, too. There's three of them.
Yes.
They're outnumbered.
Yes. Yes, so those duplicates of Clark gangbanging his wife
Yeah.
essentially in his nightmare. That's essentially what he's fearing.
Yeah.
And that's basically this issue. You know, it ends with them, you know, they meet up and like, I love you, Bat, I love you, Cat, and then the final page is him in the machine screaming.
Yeah,
So,
which was very, very Batman RAP esque
mhm.
of you know.
It's very
of when
cyberpunk. Just all the
Yeah.
all the cables and pipes and wires and the coloring is completely different.
Man, there's a lot of people listed on the artist, isn't there, on the credits
Yeah.
page?
Mm.
But those were all variants, but I only saw the one variant, right? Because it's all Amanda Connor art. Like it's not.
No, because the others are like Matina is listed as a variant cover. This is
Yeah.
Amanda Connor, Dan Panosian, John Timms, and Mikhail Janin as artists, which implies they've got work in the.
Well, the final
book.
page is different. I assume
Yeah.
final page is. I don't know if
I guess I'm gonna say Amanda Connor does all the Lois and Selena stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the Bruce and Clark stuff is one of the others, and then the final page is the third pair.
Probably. But hey, that was Batman. That was kind of fun on its own. Like I don't know, like this was less frustrating to me than some of the others. Like that Constantine one, like 2 or 3 issues ago. Like
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Like again, it's not bad. It's just the tone's a little bit weird. There's things in here that like you have to apply dream logic to. You know, it's perfectly fine compared to some of the other ones that we've gotten.
Yeah.
So I'll be happy when this is over. Like give me the
hey,
City of Bane.
this was part 6. I think we've got one left, and then
Yeah.
One left, which I may or may not read. We'll see.
we'll see.
I feel like I'm not missing anything by skipping
Yeah.
these Nightmares issues.
But here, I'm gonna change your mind because you know who the last artist is.
Go on.
It's Yannick Paquette.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Didn't like Paquette. Oh. Paquette does some great layout work.
Yes.
You will succumb.
What is he
Connor.
working on? I think he's working on with Bendis on something that Bendis has been tweeting out the pages.
Last I heard, I assumed he was still working on the Earth One thing with Morrison. Next one of those.
Yeah, but there was another because it had a bunch of different heroes on it, and it looked fantastic. And just the layouts, the way that they go, and they meld into each other. Like,
Fair enough.
but anyways,
Yeah, what are you giving Batman 68, Matt?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because again, there's actually nothing wrong with it. I think it comes down to taste. The Manacon art's pretty good.
Yeah,
but...
I'm going to give it a straight 7. I think it's a good issue. That is just kind of fun on its own, and things don't necessarily always add up logically, but that's okay because we know it's a dream.
Yeah.
We know it's like coming from his subconscious. So it's his nightmares.
Yeah. I just overall like I chuckled a couple times, but I was just kind of not annoyed. That's not the right word, but I was just reading it and I was like, okay. I was just reading it, get through it, you know.